Hello there. What's going on out here in these WoW streets? What's going on out here on these WoW streets? Much love to you. Walking in, ladies and gentlemen. What's this going on right here? Yeah, I know you're a little confused. He's just as confused as everyone else right now. When's Sod coming out? I guess we'll never know. However, much love to you. I thought I'd put him in a little bit of a DDT since you guys want to act up. Don't worry, he got packed up. He won't be around for a long time. Maybe we'll see him next week. However, editor, edit that in, clip it out, ship it in, send it to a professional Adobe professional, and then I'll take $15 because I want to go buy a snack. Much love to you. Catch that. However, Poland Spring, come on guys, you know the deal. You know these videos. Much love. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Oh yes. Oh yes, this has been cleansed from the Retribution Wells. Ret Paladin will be back in Phase 5. Wait for it. Maybe, who knows? Who knows when Paladin's coming back? However though, we are talking Paladins today. Before we continue the video though, much love to the link below, Rested XP, your guide through all of Azeroth for any questing and assistance that you may need or may not need. But much love to you. I appreciate your love and the support the boys, support the channel mentality, and also, just like and subscribe to the video. No big deal. That's all Papatello asks for. Now, to continue the video today, we actually have some serious things to talk about. And we also have some things to discuss with Paladin Talent and like how, you know, basically you should play your Paladin any way you want. Kind of, you know, conversation. But also another thing from my boy Ebonhard that I gotta go over with him. Because we are gonna actually, I never normally do react things, but we're just gonna go over with him and see what he said, and then go over to the database and talk about something. But we're gonna talk about that in a second. However, before we continue though, let's talk about the subject right now at hand. Pallytime. Pallytime and me, we had some conversations back and forth with basically the constructive argument, which was, there was no, like, you know, issues or drama or anything. We were just having a friendly conversation whether basically Paladins deserve gap closing versus no gap closing. Now, he made a long article here on the PT. Well, actually, I think he put it on the regular SOD form. But if you check the regular SOD form, not the PTR form, you could check that he made this post here about the PTR itself. But basically, yeah, he basically commented on the video that he saw from me from yesterday, and or the other day, and he basically gave his points of why Paladins don't need gap closing. So I'll leave this whole thread below, because I've also had some back and forths, I think at one point here too, where I was basically giving my stance and my point of view as well. At the end of the day, you guys can check it out, and you know, if you guys want to go through it, that's fine. But I will give you the the TLDR of what basically happened. So basically, my video was basically saying that I really think, you know, after further review, I noticed that, you know, basically a lot of other classes in the game are getting a lot more maneuvering options and mobility when it comes to, you know, melee classes, especially in general right now. And whether they're even asking for it or not, they're still getting it. So I noticed that right now the Paladin, as much as I love the class, I'm you know, backing the Paladin 100%. Ever since original hardcore was going on, you know, even before hardcore, when it was just, you know, basically you know, add-on hardcore where we were doing it ourselves as a community before WoW put out the hardcore, I was playing Paladin and enjoying it and really having a good time. But overall, though, I understand people might have differences, you know, and obviously Pallytime is an OG vanilla WoW, and he has a very good knowledge base on how to play Paladin, and I recommend his channel more than anything. But here's where, like, basically our agreement to disagreement came. He's a very firm believer from after, you know, and this is not knocking him whatsoever, I'm just basically quoting what he said, of, like, you know, using consumes and items to, you know, gain the advantage, getting up close, and, you know, basically altering the way things happen within, you know, PvP, open world, BGs, etc. And I have no issues with item usage. I know some people have issues with using items. They're not a fan of that. They like playing off of basically everything off the base kit, which is something I can understand as well. And obviously there's a lot of alternatives and, you know, little items and, you know, trinkets and basically things that you can use to surprise an opponent, especially within an open world scenario. You know, a lot of consumes and items that, you know, World of Warcraft offers since the beginning of time, right? Since, you know, the original vanilla. And the thing is that, in my opinion, you know, this was something that I was getting at, where, you know, he basically went over, like, especially with our heavy defensives and how Paladin's really more of a, you know, a battleground support based class, rather than, you know, we're, you know, having fast movement, because at the end of the day we don't want to give everybody sprint, because we don't want to turn this into like a retail based thing. And I totally get where he's coming from. But here was my point of view. This is, not OG WoW. This is not vanilla. And I know there are people that come to my channel and, they love World of Warcraft because they are fans of OG vanilla and they are fans of classic era. I'm a fan of, both as well. I think it's the best version of the game that brings the most excitement and charm to anything that Blizzard's ever put out, in my opinion. I'm a fan of TBC and I'm a fan of Wrath, don't get me wrong. And there's some other good, decent expansions here and there. But I think vanilla and classic era brought the best out of World of Warcraft. Just my 2 cents. And you can check the data behind that too. When the subscriber count went up, they saw that in their quarter annual thing. It's the proof is there in the pudding. But overall, what I'm getting at is that it's season of discovery, and it's basically, for most people, season of testing, where we try things out and see what works and what doesn't work. And it's a PTR right now. So my point of view is that why not let us try things that are innovative to create cooler ways for the Paladin to be a Paladin within World of Warcraft, just like it would be for any other class or spec that wants to see cooler things for their classes. And my biggest thing was like, I would love to see if like Blessing of Freedom, which somebody brought up, one of the Paladins, I believe in the Discord brought this up, which was a cool point, where Blessing of Freedom gave you maybe a couple seconds of getting, faster movement speed. Or maybe if you did a Judgment, and that 50% of that Judgment proc counted toward a benefit to your pursuit of justice if talented in. And I'm not saying like, we need crazy things. I know I've advocated before in the past for like Divine Steed or maybe Long Arm of the Law, stuff like that. But I wouldn't want to see other things that from other expansions that are not kind of original. And seeing things like that, for Freedom or Judgment, or just other ways of making unique, at least, ideas that are even different from those things I mentioned, for the Paladin to gain some type of cool movement speed, even if it just came from our wings in general. Which I do hope they remove the purge and dispel off those things, because I've been saying it for the past couple days, that is not good. But in general, once again, I would love to see that. Now, at the end of the day, guys, it's just my point of view. I'm not here to be angry or argue. It's just, things that I've tested and experienced. I play the game just as much as anybody else. I've raided with my guild. I've done raids. I've been a part of many, great content in the game, and I've met a lot of great people in this community. So I have no reason to bash anybody, but to respect people who've been there before me and see their points of view as well. And Pallytime has a lot of amazing points of view, and I can't recommend his channel enough. So at the end of the day, it's just a mere agree to disagree. I believe they should have gap closing. He believes they shouldn't. You guys can, talk about it in the comments below and believe what what you want to talk about. And much love to you guys. But you know what I mean? If anything, in the comments below, say Rise Paladins. Much love to you. If you made it this far, Rise Paladins in the comments below. Let me see if you've been there. And also, we will be streaming on Hello JTello Twitch TV Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We're not streaming tonight because we're going to mention something at the end of the video, a surprise on what we're going to be doing. So that's all I want to say about that. It's just basically a small agree to disagree kind of scenario, and I hope you guys understand that. However, to continue with the video and talk about a couple other things that I want to go over. So in the other video the other day, I kind of made a mess up with Vindication. I basically said when I was going rec spec that you can use Vindicator still, but I didn't have points in Vindication. To make a small adjustment to that, now, depending on how you want to play your Paladin, whether you want to go Redoubt with one hand or improve Devo R, which I've seen other Paladins do as well, if they want to play maybe a little bit more aggressive style of Prot Ret, and they don't want to really use a one-hand spec, depending on how you want to go about it, you can go into your Paladin points here, whether you want to go Devo or Redoubt, completely up to you. We'll just do Redoubt for this case, or actually no, for the case I want to make up, we'll go Devo, right? And you can go Toughness, 3 here, 2 here, and this is just an example. You could build your Paladin however you want, but this is just an example on how you can get into Vindication, right? So you can go Improve Hammer of Justice, right? You would go 2 here, and then 5 into Wreck, right? And then you would dump the rest of your points into Deflection, and Pursuit of Justice, which you need that 8% in my belief, because if you don't have that 8%, you're just going to be a slug. You're basically going to be butterbean on the field, and everyone's going to be peppering you up with jabs like Mayweather. It's not going to be great. And then you have 5 into Conviction, 3 into Vindication. You can even then get 3 into 2-hand weapon spec. And then personally, my recommendation, I would do 2 into Eye for an Eye. And then 1 in Vengeance. And then that is your deep, deep Prot, deep Ret spec. It's your rec spec, and it's a really nice spec. Unfortunately, obviously, we don't have the points enough to get Repentance, but at least you get some proc off of Vengeance. You're playing off of Reckoning. You have an improved Hammer of Justice, which is massive. You have an improved, or you have a better, better than Blessing of Might. You have Blessing of Kings, which is amazing. And then you also have an improved Guardian's Favor with the extra hit. You also get benefits of both Vindication and Eye for an Eye. Conviction, more movement speed, deflection, a little bit more AP if you want to go with this, or you can just not do this. And now I just made the mistake of even doing that. Thank God I covered that. You could just go 5 into Benediction, 5 deflect, Pursuit of Justice, bang, we go here, we go here, we go here, and then you can either do Sanctity Aura or Seal of Command. Or Vengeance. It's completely up to you. I like Vengeance because in this spec, I could just simply twist between Martyrdom and Seal of Righteousness and not need to worry about Seal of Command, and at least I get the Vengeance, proc in general. Or if you want to go Seal of Command, completely up to you, or Sanctity Aura. There's a lot of arguments to be made. However, these are the runes that I would use down below and test around with. I have tested Malleable Protection a little bit more, and some PvP duels today, it felt nice, but there was times where it still felt a little lackluster in terms of versing classes that were just simply outmaneuvering, and as much as, things I was trying to use to catch up, it was nice to have, the different dependability on different, global cooldowns, but at the end of the day, a smart class is going to know how to outmaneuver. A smart class and a smart player, especially, I wouldn't even say smart class, a smart player knowing how to operate their class can know how to maneuver out of things and know how to, play around this when you start to, use your defensives. So, honestly, at the end of the day, you can play off Malleable Protection if you want, or you can play off a Sheaf of Light, completely up to you. Legs, you can go off Avenger Shield, you can go Rebuke. I like Rebuke a lot. I like Avenger Shield a lot too. I think it's pretty badass. You can go with Aura Mastery if you choose. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of it, but further testing and, go from there. But overall, this is what I like to do. I do think it sucks that we can't use a Hammer of Righteousness right now because at the current moment, with the lack of Art of War being so butchered, I think honestly, sorry, not Hammer of the Righteousness, improved Hammer of Wrath, I meant to say. With the basically nukening of freaking Art of War, Hammer of Wrath kind of takes its backseat because we need our exorcisms to come back online. And if our exo comes back online faster, that equals out to more damage overall, rather than having to wait for the execute phase of just improved Hammer of Wrath. So right now, it's a little bit of an issue. I hope they address something in the PTR to kind of fix how these two correlate and where we go from here. But at the moment, I am going with Purifying Power. The rest of the stuff is up to you. You can do defense or holy spec, however you want to go about it. But this right here is how I'm playing my class at the moment. You can also play, Rec and Holy. You can go Ret Holy. There's so many different ways to go about playing your Paladin. Like, at the end of the day, the options are endless. It's completely up to you. If you want to, go down, Holy, and maybe you want to go Spiritual Focus. Maybe you want to work your way down around here to Illumination. Unyielding Faith, I don't really notice it a lot. It happens here and there, but it is what it is. Concentration's really nice. It snaps out the stealthy. This is something I've been doing in BGs, even on early phase 2 when I was snapping rogues out of flags over there in Warsong Gulch, and even just like doing stuff in phase 3 as well when I was going through a Wrathy Basin. But overall, Consecration, a nice little quick ability that you could just snap a stealthy out. But overall, you could build your Paladin. I guess the point of what I'm getting at is that there's many ways to go about it. Sometimes I mess around and go into Repentance. Sometimes I mess around and go into Reckoning. I've even tried Prot in just tanking in early days, in the earlier phases, and it's gonna be very interesting to try even Prot further with just one hand spec sword and board. So I would give that a shot. And then Shocking, and if you want to go down Holy, whether you want to go Holy Prot or Holy Ret or a hybrid of all, it's completely up to you. I genuinely think the Paladin spec is one of the most fun specs in the game because there's so much theory crafting behind it and there's so many different ways you can go about it, and I really love Paladins overall. You guys know my passion for it, and I think it's awesome. I love World of Warcraft, and this is what I love to talk about. So I'll leave that point at that, and now it's time to talk about somebody else. This mofo. Hold on, editor, I need you to pause the music for a couple seconds. Pause it, and let's switch over to this guy over here. Editor, pause the music. I appreciate it. This mofo right here is about to get shot. I said what I said, but much love to him. Let's hear what he has to say, because we're going to talk about the
But
boys.
the coolest thing, and that's something I mentioned earlier on in the video, is the God Paladin Squire. That's right. As I said, it's a little mini you. It's a Paladin boy that you take from being a blue relic to an epic relic. And that is cool as in my opinion. Honestly, it's a really baller move by Blizzard. The fact that you can level up your own relic and it has a cool thing that you get someone that helps you fight in combat. It's just a really cool idea overall. The one thing I am going to criticize is, why don't the Paladins get a Squire?
There it
As
is!
a Druid player, where is my
There
mini
it
Triad
is!
or my mini Boomkin?
Unreal.
As a warrior, where is my mini Pocket Priest? As many other classes, where is my mini whatever? You cannot just give Paladin a god Squire and expect the rest of us to be happy. That is treason, that is heresy, and I am quite unhappy. But for all the Paladin players, congratulations, and go for. But that is all the news I have for today. There is more news to be.
No, editor, put the music on. This man's gonna get shot. I said what I said. Evan, you're on high alert. You're on a high alert, brother. Enough's enough. That is a good, Ebonhard is the man. I love this guy, dude. He's funny as shit. But when I saw his video, I was like, wait a second. This is kind of crazy. So I saw his video. I went over to the database. I was looking at it. I was like, wait, what's going on? And this is fucking true. If this is actually true, what the hell does this mean? This might change the way Paladins interact in PvE and PvE, or PvP and PvE. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. In general. So we have the ability now to summon a Squire via an item. And you could despawn it, spawn it, but it's called Dalton's Horn, which we've seen there in the video of Ebonhard. Check him out. And what I've noticed is that, yeah, it is upgradable. And even the attire changes. If you look at these screenshots here, I'm sorry if my camera's blocking me right here, but you see these screenshots, the items are, it's changing. Like, they're different Squires, and I wonder, does it change with the level up of the item itself? Because it looks like that's 55, and this is 55, so I'm not sure if it changes with the item itself, or maybe when it goes through the upgrades. But over here too, and then I think this is probably like one of the final parts, it changes over here as well to epic. So this seems like it's the epic variant. I kind of like this variant a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, this looks cool too. But overall, 5 intellect, a relic as well, very interesting. Sound Dalton's Horn to summon your Squire. Your Squire will assist you in the battle and learn from you as you adventure together. The horn seems to be imbued with a light. It emanates an aura of comforting warmth. Now, this is very curious because it's like, wait, did they replace this for Horn of Lordaeron for that? I'm very like, wow, this is something completely out of left field. I did not expect having a paladin. Like, it's kind of cool in a way, I'm not gonna fucking lie. Like an army, a soldier, fight alongside of you. Now, I wonder, could this dude heal you? How are we armoring him up? What are his abilities? Because this kind of changes the way Paladins play a little bit if this gives him as a pet companion style. You know, you can intercept, you know how we do already, because I play Warlock, right? And I play with my Felgar, my Fel Hunters, you know, the Succubus. I play with all the, you know, the imps, and how we control this, and, you know, different macros and keybinds. This is going to change the effectiveness of the Paladin overall, where, you know, people are going to have to prio the Squire, or people are going to have to focus you and not the Squire. However, it's all going to freaking change is what I'm getting at. And I don't know what exactly is going on, how much benefit the Squire is providing us, if it's good or bad. And I'm very curious. I think it's kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of interesting, to say the least. But yeah, to all other classes, much love to... Fuck off! No, settle down! Not that type of video. No. All love to you guys at the end of the day. I can appreciate when cool things happen. I'm very intrigued to see what this is all about, though, at the end of the day. And the patch notes behind this. I wonder if this is even coming out for, you know, tomorrow, during the Thursday, because information will release that they're basically going to be putting out something for Thursday, from what I heard, that is going to be very interesting to catch up with. I think on Twitter, Agron even mentioned that Thursday is going to be the day of the basically new PTR build that they're going to have ready to push out. So we could look at it here. Basically, from his post at the 18th, we had a few issues today getting this facade PTR build ready, and we have a company holiday tomorrow, so we won't get the new PTR build changes up before Thursday at this point. A lot of good fixes and some rather large adjustments in there, though. So stay tuned for more info. So wait, it seems like So they won't get the new PTR build changes up before Thursday. So maybe we won't be getting this Thursday. So I wonder when we're going to be getting this. Maybe most likely Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm very curious to see when it's going to happen. Because overall, though, I left a comment on this a couple hours ago, or 23 hours ago at this point. But I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. At the end of the day, I hope they're listening. I hope a lot of good things are going to happen. Overall, I'm very excited for the future of Season of Discovery and the PTR as well. It's been much fun testing it out. And that's all I really got to say about that. That's it for today's video. Much love to you, amigos. I hope you enjoyed it and had a damn good time. That's all I got to say. It's hot as shit over here, even at nighttime with the air off. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah. However, that's about it. Much love to you, amigos. Keep on, keeping on, shine on. And also, wait, before I end the video, exciting announcement. Elden Ring DLC comes out tomorrow. I am especially hyped. Your boy got all the achievements in Elden Ring, platinumed the game pretty much, finished it. I beat my run today, and we are ready, prepared to go into the Shadow of the Erdtree, brothers and sisters. It's going to be real fun. However, I hope to see you on the stream. We'll be streaming the Shadow of the Erdtree probably like 20 hours from now when it comes out. I'm very much looking forward to it. So, I'll catch you on the next one. Much love to you, amigos. I'll see you later. I bet y'all didn't know I had a Guts Berserk statue. Tell me this shit ain't fire.
Tell me this shit ain't clean, brother. I'll tell